we got in Grand Finals winner's side Kombat from losers Hayatei. Here we go.
Kotal's been a huge discussion lately. A lot of people talking about how incredible Kotal's mid command grab is, and I think it's a really, really good move. You know, being able to amplify it for a nice little damage boost and being able to switch sides is a huge, huge asset in this game. Oh, Hayatei with some down pokes, trying to get Kotal. Maybe he thought he was going to try to advance with forward 2 or try to get into a little bit closer range. But I feel like we're seeing Hayatei with a little bit more comfort. Oh, never mind. Huge crushing blow to get right past that projectile. What a punish from Hayatei. He knows this matchup very extensively. I feel like a lot of people would have let that situation go, but not Hayatei. Getting hit there with the sweep. Neutral jump punch. Yeah, good call there. Kind of just a stop a lot of different options, whether that was going to be up 3 or forward pull. Love it.
He goes in for the trip. Interesting. What an interesting string to choose at that range right there. It worked though. Okay, starting things off. That range is so dangerous for everybody versus Fujin.
Oh, Kombat ready to swing as soon as he came out of the animation from that, and that's a tough thing to time. You know, you got to specifically go into the lab and just make sure you can get out of that scenario. You know, to not let Fujin get away with basically murder. Breaking away, he does find himself up against the wall. Oh, Hayatei with the aggressive flawless block. I heard that flawless block a few misses. Oh, big punish. Big punish here from Hayatei. That string whiffing from Kotal Kahn. The forward throw to keep him in the corner. Not enough because he's got extra health. I don't know why Kotal Kahn has extra health, but he does. An extra 10% over everyone else. And Hayatei jumping over the other side. A nice little kick and just trying to contain the beast that is Kombat here in the corner. He doesn't have access to the interactable quite yet, so he's going to have to fight his way out the old-fashioned way.
Oh. Not quite there. Coming with a forward 2. Again, not amplifying. We've seen it a couple times so far. Here's an opportunity. There's not an offensive bar yet. Hayatei will get whatever he wants. He just gets some space for himself. Forward 2 Kombat on the way in. And Hayatei is away. He's already eaten the KB pizza.
Yeah.
Not a big risk to him right now.
Exactly. But that sun
kind of dances around forward 2 range. I love that spot for him. Kombat threatens with command grab. Here's a big chance. Keeping it unbreakable. And he sets up. No, but you just can't do it. Each time Hayatei has dash forward on wake up into that exact spot. Huge chance. Again, it's unbreakable. 240 just like that. And he's very close. Oh, I don't know what the intention was for Hayatei, but I don't think that was it. And he's going to go down. It's 0-1 versus Kombat.
Yeah, it might have just been... It might have been something just really, really preemptive. I mean, I want to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt that might have not been an input error, but you know, maybe he was anticipating Kombat to come out swinging with the, you know, the rather slower mid. It's got some great range and forward 2 from Kotal Kahn, and you know, it's a very active tornado. So had he, you know, I feel like Kotal's usually in range to press that button, and you kind of like always, you know, you can time your watch to when Kotal's going to hit that forward 2. Some of the very experienced players, very talented players, are really good at timing that forward 2. You know, because they can kind of anticipate, like, okay, as soon as I'm in that range, he's going to press that button. Plus, the time for that button to become active, this is when I flawless block. It sounds a lot easier on paper, but it's definitely really tough to actually execute. I mean, your timing's got to be impeccable. You got to practice it. You got to, you know, put it to the test. And it's not an easy. It's not something you're going to learn in one night. Back it off. He's got the totems up. Oh, and Hayatei just meet him with buttons. Not a down 1 check like we usually see in a flawless block up 2 from Hayatei. Disconnect on the giant body of Kotal Kahn. That's going to be a whip, but he doesn't commit to the whole string. Hayatei trying to find something here with big jumping punches. And Kombat looking a little shook here. Doesn't really know what to do. Hayatei has all this health to work with. I mean, look at this huge life deficit here. But Kombat does get the scoop.
That was so sick. What a great bit of knowledge right there for Kombat. But Hayatei's right back in. He's not letting anything go. He gets some space for himself, but he can harass, and that's exactly what he's going for. He can come in with the wind at any moment as well. So Kombat, okay, moves forward himself. Now that just hasn't resulted in very much. Oh no! And he's just gonna give up on the round here. He had defensive bar, but didn't want to bring it out.
Round 2.
Not intended, surely. And look, Hayatei's movement around the stage has been so strong. The defensive awareness that we're used to seeing from him has been great as well. Okay, great read by Kombat.
That's a big jump in here from Kombat. A little risky, but you know what? It paid off for him. Hayatei's so good. Again, you know the range there from forward 2. You know he's going to press it, when he's going to press it. And here comes the flawless block. I mean, Hayatei is incredible here with those up 2s. Thrown on that, and that was actually a punish there from that range. Didn't get really a lot of damage, but he was able to basically say, like, no, you're not getting this free help. Like, you're not getting away with this. Unfortunately, not going to be enough to seal the deal here. Kombat does get this round, and Hayatei got to find a different route. Can't let him get away with those things from full screen. Maybe need to, not give him as much breathing room. But again, that's so scary. Like, how do you close in the gap against, Kotal Kahn when he's got, very scary things like, fast down 1, command grab, and that forward 2, even if you're trying to just keep the range a little bit more to the mid side.
Command grab's in there. It's Kombat, now for pressure. Oh, threatening, he does, and he's really screwing with the timing here so that it's not easy on flawless blocks. Still, he dashed forward afterwards, the guts in Kombat. Now Hayatei trying things out. Kombat again, not breaking.
Nice challenge here.
Oh, the big threat! Oh, interesting! Can he take it? No! Oh! Huge drop. So rare, so costly for Hayatei. He's gonna go down 2-0 here versus Kombat.
Yeah, that should have been his game. That should have been his game. Final round situation. He drops the fatal blow. It looks like he might have just inputted the string a little too early before he actually recovered. And instead of getting the string into the fatal blow, it looks like it just was, a fatal blow, just a little too slow, or maybe the timing was off. But either way, it was a drop. And it was an easy recognition there from Kombat. Didn't go in for any kind of breakaway. Or maybe Hayatei was anticipating the breakaway. So, I know sometimes that throws off your timing, or your regular combo had someone not broken away versus the timing. If they did break away, it does alter. It is a little bit different. So it looks like Hayatei might be switching up the variation. I at least see the variation name changing. As he did go down in this second game. So, got a Warp Needle.
Same. Right. Well, in any case, it needs to change how things are going mid-match. Hey, it wasn't so far away last time, but for the very end, maybe a different story. Ah, okay, so he's changing things up here. He hadn't done that. He hadn't tried that yet.
Yeah, that one was a little risky. Yeah,
oh, yeah, no doubt.
I mean, you're just so sure that your opponent is trying to hunt you down, trying to get you on recovery. But now that it's, off the table, I feel like Kombat has no reason to be as scared of it anymore. Kind of like when you get the disc projectile crushing blow out of the way from Kotal Kahn. After it's already spent and used, you're like, okay, maybe I can go back to zoning, and it's going to be fine. So it really depends on how you use it. Like if you want to use your resources right away, or if you want to save them for game-winning scenarios.
I love that entrance, and again, he comes in there, and that range is something you just have to respect so much versus Fujin, and especially a Fujin with the movement like Hayatei has. He looks for it, yes! What a call. He is doing his best to stay in this thing. It's not quite enough, but with punish is there on back 1. And Hayatei, yeah, looking pretty good right there, especially in that second half of the round. After that, in fact, it might have been the Sun Ray that he took advantage of to get things going. Kombat has been punished for that a couple times so far.
Yeah, Hayatei doesn't let that get by him at all. I mean, even if he has to settle for like a dinky little punish, like just, straight, crossbow, like he will make sure he doesn't leave any damage on the table, and no free health here for Kotal Kahn. And that's the tricky timing that you were talking about there before, David. You said he's trying not to do it out the gate, but but trying to just mix up the timing a little bit because Hayatei's doing a great job of flawless blocking up doing it and, you know, making sure it hurts. Kombat definitely going to amplify it and keep him in the corner, getting that little bit of damage buff here thanks to those glowing tattoos from Kotal Kahn.
Great chip damage as well, but Hayatei ready on that whip punish. That was very fast. He got the corner just like that. And he finds the hit, and this is going to be significant. He may be one hit away from taking this. If it's the right one, he's scheming for it. Big chance. Yes, and look at this. He kept it very easy and very fast. He didn't want to take any risks on it, just take the game. And that's exactly what he did. He won.
Back one, you know, back one string and a fatal blow. Not really much you can do to screw that up there. It does connect. It's got a good horizontal range there, hitbox with a fatal blow. So just good timing there from Hayatei. Good decision making and able to take it over Kombat is game number 3. However, now the ball is in the court of Kombat. He did lose the previous game in that set, so that means he is free to pick any character he wants, while Hayatei has to stay on this specific character, on this specific variation with these specific abilities equipped. Let's see what Kombat does. If he could go Joker, he could go Johnny Cage, or he could go Gearus,
Fujin.
depending on what he needs for the situation. No, sticking it out with Kotal Kahn here.
You know, the same kind of thing happened in the first week. He played all Johnny, at least on stream. And then in Grand Finals, he played Joker, and we were like, I don't know, because he ended up, you know, he lost one of them. He went back with Joker, and he won with Joker in the end. So we could be seeing the same phenomenon here.
And it looks like we also have the same variation here. The con cut, the command grab, and the ability to amplify the pizza, or the regular projectile, the sun disc that you see here. Which is really good for, you know, messing with the different timings of flawless blockable strings, which, you know, Kotal does have quite a few of those. So just kind of a good way to keep your opponent on their toes. Look at that punish here.
He's got it. Right, Hayatei's ready for that 100%. I think every time it's been, if not literally every time, almost every time.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen him at least get like a straight arrow punish, like off every opportunity. Big damage thanks to the time spent there in the air, walking around, the sky walking around.
Hayatei's looking great here. He really just needs chip at this stage. That's what he's going for, and it worked. It worked.
I know that last part is flawless blockable, but I don't think that Kombat, you know, even if he did, might have not even been able to survive it there. Does get the flawless block. I like the recognition of Kombat, noticing that he hit him airborne, and because he hit him airborne, he is able to combo into the command grab. That's going to be a nice side switch there. Big Fujin kick, and Kombat finding himself in a bad spot, trying to fight his way out with those long-range buttons, amplifying that disc. Trying to possibly get something going, throwing the Tarkat in there.
Okay.
That's going to be
Whenever
one.
I see the sun come down, I'm like, oh no! Yeah, out of there. And on the command grab, looking for some frames. Right back in. Oh, huge chance on the whiff punish. Yes! Gotta be the round. It was not, but okay, it is after all. And Kombat is 1 round away from taking the tournament.
Fight.
Hayatei out of there.
This does connect here. Oh, up to the other side. That's going to be a punish, though. Doesn't get too much because he didn't have any bar, no accessibility to bar there to really make that hurt. Kombat up against the wall, gets the flawless block, and able to just kind of press some buttons out of there. Hayatei not looking to block, looking to disrespect some negative frames there on his side. Oh,
Kombat got the advantage. It's right back in.
Scary. This is really intense.
He just in the sky.
In the air.
Hayatei get out of there the entire day, but finally Kombat knocks him down, and if he gets the right combo, he's gonna take it. Hayatei knows that he's frozen. Here comes Kombat. If he can find one more, Hayatei in big trouble. Kombat's got it. He's got it, and for 2 weeks in a row, 2 tournaments so far on the Mortal Kombat Pro Competition Series for North America this year. It is Kombat in the first, and it's Kombat in the second. He has yet to be sent to losers this season.
I mean, not only that.